Hello and welcome to episode 12 of Matt's Modded Let's Play. As you can see, today we start off in my Thorncraft room. Just pop in here every now and then. As you can see, I have a new discovery, the Travelling Trunk. Requires a soul fragment and 8 enchanted wood. Now this chest follows you around. As long as you keep it fed, or you basically put food in its inventory, it should remain healthy and strong. Noisy and clumsy, but it's fireproof, so it'll follow you around when you're mining, acts as an extra inventory. It's a nice little thing. We might muck around with that later on. And we have a Thormic Crystallizer, difficulty hard. We shall add that into our chest for later on. So we're leaving Thorncraft items just for a little bit to try and sort out our basic inventory problems around the house. Now, as you can see, I have already started the very most basic stuff. A few chests, pipe popping, and as you see, it's a normal pipe, so you can connect normal pipes to logistics pipes, so you don't have to worry about using those really expensive pipes all the time. So I've done a little bit of cleaning up in here, so pretty much everything there is condensed down. We've also got a chest for all my thingy-bobbies, modules, and I have a space here for a very special item which I'm going to be crafting first. I suppose it's no time like the present. I need 2 of them. Let's just hope that I have the resources, which I do not. Okay, as you can see here, we have some items sitting in here. Now, if I'm very much mistaken, we have now finished everything in this chest to be smelted. In a minute we're going to have to use a little bit of E just to grab something quickly, but right, as you can see here is glass fibre cable. Now these are the cables that are going to replace all my copper and gold and everything. They can handle high voltage, so up to 512 EU per tick. They have the least energy loss of any. It takes like 50 or something to lose 1 EU, so they are 1 EU from a packet, so they are very effective. So they are going to be used for my power problems from the roof for these things. As you can see, it requires silver with a diamond in the middle surrounded by glass, so it is a diamond recipe. Let's see how many of these I can get. 42 should be more than enough. So I've been making a couple of finishing, so I have at least one upgrade, overclocker upgrade for each machine. Now I have now got enough of the, I've added a second centrifuge, and I've now got enough honey drops to start combining them into this arrangement. So if you surround bread with honey, you get these honeyed slices. Now each honeyed slice produces I think it's 3 or 4 food bars, as opposed to the 2 that normal bread does. So I will be transferring all my bread over to the normal one. Now, you see, iron chests are all well and good, but they do fill up rather quickly. Now in order to solve this and having to transfer everything over, the game does allow us to use these upgrades. So you can upgrade from iron to gold, and then as you can see here, gold to diamond, copper chests, silver to gold, and then you can do diamond to crystal. Now I'm sticking with the iron gold diamond crystal. Crystal I may upgrade to. It doesn't offer any other benefits from the diamond chest except for it enables you to actually see what's inside the chests, so very handy. As you can see here, I have 6 iron to gold chest upgrades. Now the problem with these are, they don't stack. And as you saw from the recipe, it's 1 iron in the middle surrounded by an entire, surrounded by 8 gold, which is why I've completely run out of gold doing this. You see here, the gold to diamond chest upgrade, because I have a feeling stuff that's holding cobblestone and various other bits until I get a few more advanced machines going, is going to be a slight problem. So as you can see, it's glass and glass. Same recipe almost as the glass fibre cables, except that it's diamond on either side with gold in the middle. So let us do these, and once again these don't stack. Okay, so let us head downstairs and I'll show you what I mean by the chest upgrades. We need trying to think what else we will need. Right, nothing right now. Okay, so if we head down here, as you can see, we have iron to gold chest one. So you have it in your hand and you right click, and as you can see, compared to this, it is significantly bigger. And we shall upgrade all 5 of these, which leaves us with 1 spare. Now these N2 I'm going to be transferring to diamond straight away. As you can see, nice pretty blue chest. How big this is, how big that is. It's the biggest chest in the game. I do believe it's the same as some of the advanced E stuff, which we'll get onto later. Upgrade those 2. These are going to be for all the stuff like cobble and sand and dirt, because we're going to be getting crap tons of it. Alright, so let us start with a very basic stuff. So as you can see now, we have an orange line and a green line. Now the orange line is when it can be connected to multiple inventories. So you can have like a chest on top that this one doesn't connect to and this one does. And it's changed by if there's more than one chest in there by right clicking on using your buildcraft wrench. So let us connect up them. So you can see green line to all of them. You can see enough space in there for 2 modules each, and there are going to be 2 modules going in there. I do have a list of which modules I need, and I have a feeling I'm going to need a lot more blank modules to do that. So now let us, while it's still fresh in my mind, it was an error, a key config error for the wrench, which means I can now show you what I wanted to show you before. Okay. So let's make sure we have none of the overclocker modules. Should all be in my furnaces. And as you can see, that nice cobble patch there, creepers seem to love hiding in my coke furnaces. Maybe that's why they like exploding all the time. They've had too much of a sniff and can't handle it anymore. Okay. So I'm going to disconnect the power there. And then you hold M and right click. So lossless wrench mode is enabled as opposed to disabled. Now when it's enabled, it uses a lot more power, but it's guaranteed to give you the item back regardless. So you can see here, look, but it does drain energy out quite quickly. You see 7 clicks. It's already taken a significant chunk out of my lap pack, and my lap pack can hold a lot of electricity. So we shall put these copper cables back. I shall place my lap pack into here just momentarily. Add the copper cable back in there, add the overclockers back in there for now, and as you can see I've got all my machines back, and add the gold cable. And I thought so, Mr. Gold Slime. Nope, I want to attack you with... Okay. See, it's almost sunset now. Let's see how my lap pack is now fully charged. Okay. So I think I'm going to work through the night tonight, underground. We are going to get the basics of our system together. No longer need our wrench, so... Okay, so along here is going to be storage, and I may actually have it where you have a second row of storage when the items get... So if there's enough cobble and stuff, I'll add a second line of storage. There. Okay, so along this wall is where my machines are going to go. Let's just quickly move these torches back just a little. I am going to get a better lighting system than torches all over the floor, but for now it's... Okay, so we're going to have an input pipe coming in from up here, and then going to have our 3 machines that we need here. So our first 3 machines should be the macerators. As you can see here, good example, it's connecting to that with the orange, and it's connecting with this the red here, which means it won't do anything with this. So if you shift and right click, as you can see here, because that's not connected to anything yet on the other end, it won't allow that. But these 2 are fully connected, which means these 3 are in a nice little network now. We shall... Let's just move my bread there. We shall put pipe there, and then we shall add 3 more. Shall add 3 electric furnaces there. Now, as you can see, that's turned green now. So absolutely perfect and spot on. So items, when we have something up there, we can put the items in, or they get teleported in, or whatever we do decide for storage and stuff, they'll come down, and if they need to be macerated, we'll set it up so they go into each one of these and then come back out and then get requested into one of these 3, where it will be cooked up in the electric furnace and then come round and be sorted into the chest. Now, the great thing with logistics pipes as opposed to normal buildcraft pipes is that if the inventory is full, it won't just sit on top and pop out the pipe. They will go back to either where the default route is, which will be the chest up there, and then will be pulled back out when there's space, or yeah, that's the way it is. I'm thinking of red power pneumatic tubes as well, because they just keep bouncing around till there's space. Okay. Actually, I think I'm going to add my extractor into the middle there. The extractor's only going to need stuff like resin and stuff. And then... Okay. So we are going to have this entire wall, I think, eventually dedicated to logistics pipes. Okay. Now here's the big thing. Normal systems, you would do this. As you can see, it's all perfectly happy because there's no anything on there, but it's still red there, as it would be red if there was one there. Now, logistics systems do not like T-junctions, do not like splits in the route or anything like that, and if they do, they get very cranky about it. Now, the way you solve this kind of an issue is you add that. Now, as you can see, all the machines that are connected through the Mark II chassis are all green. It's only when you get to this direction, which is not connected to anything up there yet, and this direction where it's nothing connected to there yet, that we start having the issue. So as you can see, we've now got the very basics of a nice little logistics system being built. Now, of course, building the pipes and plopping them all together is the easy part when it comes to logistics. The hard thing, as anyone who's used these mods before will tell you, is actually making the system talk. And I don't mean talk like blah 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 blah. I mean be able to identify each individual item, blah blah blah, and stuff like that. And I used the blah blah blah. Okay, I need sacrifice an ender pearl just so I can get enough. Okay, I need 8 gold. I know it seems a bit. Alright, so what else do I need here? Okay, I think best thing's best. Quickly head to bed, and in the morning we shall make the last pipe we're going to need for a little while. Well, the last different pipe we're going to need, and then we move on to the modules, and hopefully getting this system started. Now, as normal, is there any... There's a spider. Hooray, hooray. There's no creepers trying to creep up and kill me. Yet. I'll stick with the yet. Okay, so we need a stack of that. That, got enough cobble. Okay, here's going to be a good example. Normally, bread would only fill up 2 bars of hunger, but as you can see, completely fills that up. So the honey slices are a lot better when it comes to filling your hunger. Right, do I still have the wood on me? Yep. Good. Gonna need 2 gears, which that's excessive. And then need... oh, wait, basic logistics pipe. Okay. This should be enough to do what I want to do. So, standard wooden gears, and I will be automating once I have the resources gear production, because they do my absolute nutting. Okay, so you need 2 gold gears either side of a basic pipe to get you a request logistics pipe. Now these things are absolutely bloody wonderful. Alright, so we're going to place need a thingy bobby there, and we don't want that connecting, and we've got that there, and again we don't want that connecting. So you can see here, you right click on it with the wrench and you can request or craft or supply however many items there are in your network, and at the moment we don't have anything in our network, so it's not going to be anything major. Alright, so at the moment we're going to need, it's going to be, let's go and count how many more we're actually going to need, because I have a feeling we might actually need some more gold. I'm hoping we don't. Okay, now I've worked it out. For each one of these items here, so that's 5 chests here so far, I need 10 modules, because I need 2 in each. So that's 10 modules, which is the 10 I've got still stuck up in the chest. I then need 2 in there, 2 in there, 2 in there, 2 in here, 2 in here, 2 in here, 2 in here. So that's another 7, which makes that 14, plus 10 is 24 blank modules. Currently have 10 and the resources with the gold to make 18. Means I need 1 more gold nugget. I'm also probably going to need a little bit more redstone, pretty much eating to the last of the supply, and I will take 2 rubies. I'm not really much of a ruby fan, if I'm honest, to transmute into, and of course I leave it behind, as you probably all saw. Habit of doing that. Separate enough resources to pull out the chest so I don't take everything. And bang. Forget to take the bloody thing with me. Okay. So you can see here, we've got the gold. We add another 9 into there. Bring the other blank modules there. So let's see if we can remember how to make these blank modules. Alright, so we need, so we have 10, we need what was it, 24. So I need 14 blank modules. Oh, I'm 3 short because of paper. Not good. Okay, so let's get some more paper then. So cockeyed about the way I do that. Okay. Need 3 more blank modules. Okay. So let's put the paper back in here, because we're going to need them for more Mistcraft stuff. Okay. And we have the redstone. Let's quickly just clean up my inventory momentarily. Let's add the logistics pipe stuff here, just so I have room for these modules. And we'll add the gold nugget in there as well. Okay, so the first thing we're going to need is item sync modules. Now these item sync modules will request items that you select from the network if they're in like an input chest with a provider module. As you can tell, it does start getting quite complicated with the various modules and stuff. Okay, so we need an item sync module, which is the first one here, which is the green one. So let's have a look at the recipe. I need, how many of these? It was 7 machines, so I need 7 of these. I also need iron gears. Right, I did not remember about the gears. So I'm going to just make an absolute shit ton of gears. I have a feeling this episode may run over just a little bit, or we may have to leave it and come back next time. Okay, 15. I need 24. This could be interesting. I may have to wait to do this till next time. Alright, I don't think they all need iron gears, so I am going to leave them at stone until I know for sure. Okay, so it was cactus greens, add some more glowstone and bring the iron. Okay, so first off we need to upgrade, it was 7 gears to iron. Okay, so we've got 7 iron gears. You add the blank module in the middle. Let's have a look. Let's pull these out first. And we have the item sync module. Okay, so we have the iron gears at top. We have 7 modules there. Let's add them there. And then we need the glowstone there. For 7 item sync modules. Okay. Next thing we need are extractor modules. Now these are for the machines as well. These pull items out of the machine one at a time, like as though it was a redstone engine. However, the clever thing about these pipes is they can be set to differentiate between I-sided inventory, so inventories that have to be input in different sides and output in different sides. These pipes are clever enough to know which sides, or you can pre-select in the options when you're installing the modules which side is which. So we'll have a look at the extractor module Mark 1, because there are 2 extractor modules, but we're only going to need the basic one for now. So it's more iron gears, and we need lapis lazuli and redstone. I do believe lapis lazuli is the only one out of this lot that I didn't bring with me. Again, we need 7 of these, which will completely wipe out our gears, and I only have 16 quite enough. Damn and blast it. Okay. So I need 7 of each. Again, I'm having to rely on EE, and I know it's not a good thing that I'm having to rely on EE so much. Alright. Sod it, let's do it this way. Alright, so I need to put in that. Right, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I've got enough for 7 modules. Add that back into there. Okay, so we need the extractor module Mark 1, which requires 7 more iron gears. So we'll leave one of the stone gears, and then perfect amount of iron. So as normal, it's the iron gear at top with 7 of the blank modules. We then put I need another 7. Feeling this is about to come back and bite me quite hard. Okay. So that'll take a nice big bunch of sapphires to do this. Okay. Okay. So we've got enough for that. Let's just quickly grab our Klein star. Soak up all the energy. I'll throw that back into the thing some other time. And then we add this in here like this. So it was the iron gear at top, blank module in the middle with the lapis lazuli in the corners and redstone elsewhere. Okay. So we have our item sync modules and our extractor modules. Now between now and next episode I am going to have to go and do quite a bit more mining. To get all the resources I'm going to need. I may actually start mining out the sides of the 3 quarries that I've got. Okay, now this is how these work. So you right click with your buildcraft wrench and then you add the modules into here. Now these little eyes on the side here are what you use to select. So any of the items that I put into here. Now the clever thing about this is when you select it, as you can see, my count is not going down, which means you can, unlike normal stuff like diamond pipes and stuff, you won't have to worry about having one of the items and having to keep one of the items in there, because it just selects the item data and then it's like that. So then any item that's in this particular one here gets pushed into here. Now you can select it to be the default route, which means that any items it doesn't know what to do with the system, it will instantly default back, which is what we'll be using on our input chest into our little sorting system. Now the extractor module is exactly what it says on the tin. So redstone engine basically, but in pipe form. Now as you can see, it's set to default. We can set it for top, side and bottom. Now I'm going to default it here to the side because this is a macerator and they can be funny, because otherwise it will try and pull from, it will still try and do this one, but it's just for a peace of mind on my part. So item sync in top, extractor in bottom, to the side. Now I'll do this just very quickly. I'll let you see it for these ones, but if I ever use extractor modules or whatever again, I won't particularly have to. See, look, nearly made a mistake because I was yabbering on. So now the great thing about this is you can still access the machines, and then as soon as they finish doing, they'll extract the items and send them into whatever chest. So if you need to quickly say, need some glass, quickly throw some sand into there, and then it will quickly zip off to your glass thing. And then if you're down here, if you're down here, just select which chest you want. Do it. I may actually, when I get enough resources, have out this little side bit here another request pipe, so I don't have to physically dig through the chests when I do something like that. Okay, so I've already done that one. Did I set that one to side? Yep. Let's do these last two, and then I do believe I'm going to be wrapping up for this particular episode, where we are mucking around with Buildcraft. Okay, so that's all of them, and then all we need now is to get the 10 modules for here done, which will require a polymorphic sink, which is more iron gears, orange dyes and more redstone, and a provider module, which is again slightly more expensive. However, the provider module enables the request pipe up there to actually function. So you have an item in here, say you have some cobblestone, and you go up there and you hit the request thing and you have a provider module, then it will tell me that I have that in my system. Now let's just have a look to see if it'll actually tell me if it's in the system or not without it, but I just can't access it. I genuinely don't, and it won't. So if you actually put it in the provider module, it'll actually come up and say that you've got 38 cobblestone, and you can select that from the system. So for each one of these, we'll then be able to request any item. So if we're going out to, say, do a new build or whatever, and we needed some items, all we had to do would be to click on the thing upstairs, select whichever items we wanted and how many we wanted, and as long as we had them in the system, they could do it. Now we can improve this with automatic crafting system, and I know this does seem very similar to Direwolf20's sorting and crafting system when it will be there, but however he does have, and is using pretty much the bog standard one with a few additions to his own for some of the more complicated items. Now I'm not going to go into like have a room 5 times this size just full of automatic crafting tables and pipes, because I think that's a bit excessive and I'm not going to be using that much this series, but the basic principles of it are pretty sound and work, and if you've got mass amounts of mods installed, are bloody handy to keep your inventory straight and tidy once you've got it set up. And of course I am going to be adding my equivalent exchange items, i.e. my relays and stuff, into the system, so that I can start with some of the more overpowered stuff. I won't have to worry too much about the amount of items and stuff, and I'm not going to rely and like sit there and just go, oh look, I've got E, I don't have to do anything ever again, because I don't believe that, as much as I say it's overpowered, I'll still use it and it's there for an emergency, but I'm not going to go like have no farms or do anything like that, because it's not really much the point. Anyway, I'm babbling on and we have run over the half-hour mark as normal. God, I'm never going to get one of these episodes at half an hour, am I exactly? It's always going to be just over. Oh well, it's all the fun of Minecraft and getting into it. Okay. As you can see, nice little, I nearly said sunset there, moonset there. I will see you next time, where we will hopefully have enough resources to finish off our logistics system and be able to start seeing some of the items whizzing around and having our chests sorted, and at least have the very basics of it working, and then have power systems for the machines downstairs sorted as well, and then it all nice and neated up and prettied up and neater. Anyway, this is Matt signing off on episode 12.